Hi everyone, welcome to my home and it's a playroom. Behind me it's a whiteboard we used to play with the kids. My biggest kid, come on here, Safia.
Hi everyone, you're very welcome.
You're very welcome to our home 50 kilometers east from Moscow, a small city. And because you are at home, can you please make some coffee or tea for our guests today?
Yeah, sure. I will be back soon.
All right, thank you very much, Safia. And imagine that you're talking to a very welcoming audience, but all out of a sudden someone takes a microphone and asks a question that you don't expect, or a question that is not a pleasant one, or a question that you don't know how to answer. Please use your chat to write down one word that would describe your feelings at that moment when you receive a tough question. Grab your devices, go to the chat, and describe your feelings in one word. Oh, help, panic, dread, terrified, iced, frozen. Very nice, thank you very much. That's exactly what I was feeling when I first had my tough question from a teacher in school and didn't know how to answer, since that I had to write 3 books about that and teach some federal ministers to do it better. And today we will make the first step to proficiency. But imagine yourself in another situation like this. For example, when a boss is standing over you with his hands on his hips, reproaching you bitterly, saying some things that you didn't do, blaming you. If you have been ever in a situation like this, throw me a plus in the chat, and I need to see how many of you have been pressed by his or her boss. Oh yeah, pretty a lot of people. Yes, very nice. So you not only can be verbally attacked on public, you can be verbally attacked one-on-one by some unfamiliar person, for example, somewhere at the parking lot. If you go out of a shopping mall and realize that you've blocked some car and a person like that is attacking you verbally, and the next moment probably even physically, because the situation with your attack sounds like gunfire in your head, where you get stumbled and mumbling and don't know what to answer, and you think about what you could answer the next day, but it's too late. And if you find yourself again in the situation in the line of fire, again, you can lose your temper. And the question is, what shall we do? How do we manage a hostile audience or partner? How do we answer tough questions in the situation that really count? A quick answer to that is to have the right attitude. So in the next 30 minutes or so, you will learn the right attitude. You will see the good and bad examples of that attitude and practice the right attitude being in the line of fire. So the quick answer about what the right attitude is, of course, is the balance. The right attitude is the right balance between confidence on the one hand and benevolence on the other hand. Because if you lose your balance to confidence, it becomes overconfidence. And then it becomes superciliousness. And then it becomes arrogance. Finally, it becomes aggression on your end. On the other hand, if you lose your balance to benevolence, it becomes overbenevolence, and then it becomes spinelessness, servility, and finally, dismay. You don't want to lose your balance. But all those clever words, my Safia is asking me, of course, Dad, you're always saying these clever words, but in the real life situation, how do we keep that balance? Let's talk about that. And let's look at an example of Richard Nixon. You probably know him for his quotes or phrases. If you have not, just be ready and describing you in the chat the words or nonverbal reactions that signal the fact that he is keeping or losing the balance. try to see and hear, the video may not play well.
And I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
President?
I'm looking at your chat, ladies and gentlemen. You say eyes down, looks like he's a liar, arms crossed, defensive, all these nonverbal reactions, and also words signal that he has probably lost his balance of confidence and benevolence. But any of us in his shoes would probably be even less effective. It's so easy to judge someone else. We, of course, know all his phrase, this infamous encyclopedic example of self-excuse, I am not a crook. But it's a big question, what kind of words we would be using if we were in the Nixon's position. Most probably, we will act like victims and speak the language of anger and fear. And you know what? You've heard that quote, Jupiter, you're angry and therefore you're wrong. When we speak the language of anger and fear, we're always seen as wrong, even if in the objective reality, the truth is in our side. That's a very annoying thing, I think. And the only way to reverse the situation is to stop speaking the language of anger and fear and overcome this instinctive reaction. And that's a very hard task. You know why? Because anger and fear is something that helped us survive in the evolutionary process. Our ancestors did not have enough anger and fear, and that's why part of them have not survived. So it's pretty counterintuitive, but it certainly is very productive to realize those instincts and make your first step forward to try and overcome it. Because if we don't, we demonstrate the so-called F reactions, the fight, flight, or freeze. We don't know what to say, we stumble and mumble, and do not accept the tough questions as an opportunity to build up our message. It's like a drug, it's like a hurricane that sucks you in, and you cannot stop showing this and manifesting these fight, flight, freeze reactions. The only thing sometimes that helps me is when I exhale, count to 5, pinch myself, try to regain this internal balance, and remember the example of a British politician, Ed Miliband. I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, but I would like you to just look at the situation where he was not verbally, but physically attacked. Go to your chat and describe his reactions right now.
Apprenticeships, housing, the things that matter to people. We've also got people, I think, who thought, we've also, right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Obviously not one of my fans.
No. But hey, go on.
We've obviously got people who you know, came to us because on jobs, on apprenticeships, on the things that matter to them.
Many of you in the chat wrote words like humor. He was amused. He was pretty composed. He was friendly. He was laughing, even surprised. I wish I could react like Ed Miliband. There is a strategy to that. He used words like, obviously not one of my fans, instead of attacking. And have a look at the faces of other people around. You know, the right attitude appears to be contagious, just like the wrong attitude. So if you regain your balance, you will be contagious positively to all the people around you. Because we all witness it in the everyday life. the more open you are to the people, the less vulnerable you are to things like aggression. In fact, the more vulnerable you show yourself to people, the more invulnerable you become. That may sound paradoxical, but on the other hand, it's pretty commonplace, because the only window that cannot be broken is the one that is open. If you ask me for the motto of the right attitude, this would be this: open can't be broken. If you take this little insight in your pocket today, it will be a perfect lifetime home tax for all of you, because practicing this attitude is really hard when you are in the line of fire. But if you know it, it's much better. Open can't be broken. If you practice this attitude, you actually manifest it in many ways. All of them I describe as A reaction, like accept, acknowledge, appreciate, affiliate, sometimes even apologize, because some people think that apology is a sign of a weak leader, while we all know that strong leaders really can apologize and take responsibility, not only for his or her words or actions, but also for the words or actions of people behind their backs. Accept, acknowledge, appreciate. And when I say accept, it does not mean that we accept all the positions. What I mean is that we accept the situation as is and accept the other person as he or she is. Just like the French philosopher Voltaire said, "I hate your opinion, but I'm ready to die for your right to express it." That's what I call the A reaction. So if you want to be the A-class leader, manifest the A reactions. Ask yourself every time you're on the line of fire, do I show acceptance, acknowledgement, appreciation, anticipation, affiliation, apology if need be? Because if we do, we become much more effective. If we don't, we become less effective. Let's have a look at the wording we would have if we lose the balance of confidence and benevolence. We may say things like ahs and ums, which would betray our inconfidence probably. Instead of that, I suggest you say things like, "Thank you for your very precise notice. Thank you for your observation. I appreciate your feedback. It is not your business." There's a story behind that. The year 2004, Vice President John Kerry, Vice Presidential campaign, he's having a town hall meeting. And someone from the audience asks him a question. "Mr. Kerry, is that true? Can you confirm that some of the foreign leaders are sponsoring your campaign?" After a 3-second pause, John Kerry crossed his arms and said like this: "It is not your business." Guess what? His rankings went down. He was just about to lose his campaign. So I suggest you choose the better wording and keep your balance. I will just give some other examples, and you recognize the stories behind them. You remember Bill Clinton saying, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman," instead of actually admitting he had made a mistake. And we all remember Nixon's "I'm not a crook." There's much better wording. None of this wording you can learn by heart and use in everyday life. But what you can do, though, is practice the A reactions, which is appreciate, acknowledge, anticipate, and always keep in your mind this balance of confidence and benevolence. You may say that, "Okay, Sergey, again, clever words, how we should do that. We lose the temper when we are on the line of fire." One remedy to that, one other remedy to you that I suggest is look in the eye of this boy. Go to your chat and describe his feeling in one word. Go to your chat right now and describe his feeling in one word. Happy, joyful, excited, satisfied, admiring, cheeky, pleasure, confidence. Someone said confidence. All right, joyful. Most of you said joy or joyful. Very nice. And that's the number one reaction I would like you to learn from this little boy. The next time you receive a tough question, say, hooray, tough questions. And there will be no more tough questions in your life. All questions will just be questions. Have a look at this boy and think back to the previous boy. And write down in the chat, what is the one common thing between this boy and the previous one? Yeah, some of you is writing no hair. Yeah, absolutely. They both have no hair and no eyebrows, someone said. But you all say, some of you say cheeky again. And yes, they are curious. They are both joyful or playful, I would say. Some playful attitude inside of yourself can help you regain your composure and keep the balance of confidence and benevolence. And because playfulness is so important, let's play a game. I suppose that you play this game when you are with your friends, your relatives, your spouses. We can easily do that together, and probably I will call some of my daughters to play with them right now in front of you. But first, let me explain how we do that. Right? 2 roles in this game, which is called, can you confirm that? The role number 1 is the audience. And the audience is supposed to ask the toughest questions possible. All of them should start with words, can you confirm that? Can you confirm that you take bribes? Can you confirm that you have drug addiction, that you propose to ban pensions? And when the audience is asking that question, it's supposed to write down the best answers they hear. So I would like all of you to keep your fingers on your keyboards, writing down the best examples of responding to tough questions. The second role in this game is called a speaker. Always start your answer with, I confirm that, which may be not easy, and always finish your answer with, and when I become a president, I will. So again, the audience is asking the questions, starting with, can you confirm that? The speaker is answering questions, starting with, I confirm that, and ending his answer, and when I become a president, I will. Let me show you how it works right now with my digital assistant and my elderly daughter, Safia. Hello again.
Hello.
Thank you for the tea, by the way. I'm pretty thirsty.
It's a digital tea.
Digital. All right, let's play a game. Can you ask? Okay, so imagine that Sonia is the audience. She is a representative of angry media community. A very angry journalist. Show the angry face.
I will try to do it.
All right, all right. And I'm the presidential candidate. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sergey Kuzin. I am the presidential candidate. I'm open to your questions.
Can you confirm that you have 2 lovers?
Oh, what shall I do? Please write me in the chat. I don't know what to do. I'm losing my balance of confidence and benevolence. Joy, joy, joy. Pinch myself. Exhale. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I confirm that. I have 2 lovers and you were one of them. And the other was your mother, because you supported my idea to become the presidential candidate. And when I become a president, you will be the #1 person who will see the effect.
Wow. But it's all staged, Dad.
Staged?
Yeah.
Did we rehearse that?
Yeah.
Okay, are you asking me, was it staged? Like,
Was it staged?
Can you confirm it was staged?
Can you confirm that it was staged?
Count to 5, pinch myself, keep up the balance. Yes, I can confirm that. Because the best improvisation is the one that is prepared. And when I become a president, our country is going to be better prepared for all contingencies, including things like viruses. Our government currently was not. And when I become a president, we will be prepared. All right, This is how it works, but you may still think it was staged, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, stand in my place, and I would like the members of the audience right now to volunteer to ask Sophia, who was not trained and coached, and who is only, how old are you? 20. 20. She's 20. Ask her questions. Can you please come up so that we can see you? Do we have any live volunteers, or can we only receive the questions from the chat? Okay, while we're waiting for our live volunteers, if we can have it, I will just read the questions from the chat. Can you, Sophia, I'm an angry journalist, can you confirm that you are not, in fact, his daughter, but a trained facilitator from Ukraine? Can you confirm you're not my daughter? And you're a trained person from Ukraine?
I confirm that I'm not his daughter. I'm a trained facilitator, yes, from Ukraine, absolutely. And when I become a president, I will do my best to integrate different countries and help each other all over the world.
Okay, it's high time to integrate with some other countries and
yeah,
become
of course.
friends.
And with the Ukraine, for example.
One correction, Sophia. You did a great job. You started with I confirm with. You made a bridge to your message, and your message was about the friendships between countries, right? What I would correct, though, is repeating the negative in your answer. When you said, I confirm that I am not your daughter and blah, 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 he can just say, I confirm that I'm from another country. So without repeating the negative in your answer from my question. Okay? So if I'm asking you, can you confirm that you're stupid? Which word will you not repeat in your answer?
Stupid.
So you will not say, I'm not stupid, right?
Yeah.
Can you confirm that you are a crook?
I will not repeat a crook.
Okay. Let me get you another question. Can you confirm that your dad is, that your dad is amazing? That's an easy question, guys.
Of course I can confirm that.
Can you confirm that it's hard to walk in the footsteps of your father? And can you confirm that you have stolen my socks? Yeah, I like that question. You're always stealing my socks. Can you confirm that you've stolen my socks again this morning?
I confirm that your clothes are brilliant. They're very beautiful. And of course, when I don't have something, I will take it from you sometimes. Sorry. And when I become a president, I will do everything to give everybody socks that they won't need it anymore.
All right, thank you, Sophia. Probably they're still thinking that it's staged because, you know, some staged people are sending some staged questions. Can you confirm that? Last one, probably. Can you confirm that you are a Russian spy? Let me disappear from the screen. You're alone, no dad now.
I confirm that I'm from Russia, and I tried to do something good for my country. And when I become a president, I will continue doing my best for my country.
Okay, I don't want you to become a president. I want to be the president. All right. I wonder if you've got that idea. I guess this is a simple exercise you can start doing today. Role playing with your spouses, daughters, friends, just to learn not to repeat the negative words. And if you just see what was common in the effective answers, you would probably notice things like this. The speaker did not take it personally, feel offended, did not repeat the negative word from the question in his or her answer, did not try to self-excuse or defend. Instead of that, by keeping the balance of confidence and benevolence, the speaker was trying to find the common ground agree with the general problem, turn the negative into positive, and use every tough questions to build up grounds for his or her political or business agenda to promote message. I'm sure you're having a lot of questions in the chat, and I think we have 2 or 3 minutes to answer them. If you go down to your chat and write whatever you want to ask as a result of our communication now, I'll be happy to answer them. Sofia, do we have any tough questions today? Oh, please, no tough questions. Enough of them. All right. Yeah, some of the people ask me, isn't that a manipulation? Of course, if you repeat that stuff in the real life, it will sound like a manipulation. So I will ask you not to do that. But as a game to practice your attitude, your openness, your ability to accept any kind of criticism addressed at you, targeted at you, it's just a good first step. Some other steps are described in my online course, which is 90 minutes versus our 40 minutes workshop. And in my book, In the Line of Fire, which are both now in Russian, but if you request it in English, you will have it in your emails. Sofia, can you check if we have any questions coming up right now? Everyone is saying super workshop, thank you very much. What would you do if you were threatened with assault because you took a parking space that someone else wanted? First of all, don't try to argue. Listen and exhale. Take care about yourself. Count to 10. Pinch yourself. Because if you're not reacting right from inside, most probably everything you say will work against you. And if it was really your fault, listen to the end. Because if you try to overlap and start talking before that person has finished talking, you will add fuel to the fire. So make sure all the steam comes out of him. Give him time as much as he needs to get the steam out. And after that, count to 3, count to 5, and apologize if that was your fault. Or start with something like, I understand that's a critical situation, and I really regret about this situation. Just try to say something to build the bridges, to build the common ground with that person. But first, listen and try to regain the internal control. Is there any other questions, Sofia? Wow. As yourself, what is the positive intention behind the question? The positive intention behind the question is, let's play a game. So it is playfulness behind your intention to answer any question. Doesn't matter was it tough or not tough, is something that really helps you survive in the line of fire. So probably I would receive one more question. How would you handle follow-up questions from the questioner? Well, first of all, there is a rule at the press conference for no follow-up questions. So let's stick to the rules. If you cannot announce that kind of rule and stick to that kind of rule, you will again welcome more questions. The first thing is say, hooray, tough question. And if he asks the follow-up tough questions that is even tougher than the previous one, you would say, hooray again. The more tough questions, the better. If you keep joyful, you will keep the right attitude and the balance of confidence and benevolence. If you want to continue, ladies and gentlemen, you will have a link in the chat where you can actually make a request for translation of my online course called In the Line of Fire and my best-selling book, which is the book number 3, called In the Line of Fire, where I show the examples of training some of the Russian federal ministers to answer tough questions from the media and public. But not only that, so I'll be happy to stay in touch with you. And because we have, I think we have a little more time. Do we? Do we have 3 minutes? I suggest we play one more game before we leave. It's going to be a quiz called In the Line of Fire. I will ask you questions and follow your chat. You will have 4 options to answer. Let's refresh. I will ask you a question and you choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. What kind of balance do you keep to answer tough questions? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Who's going to be first? I'm looking at the chat. Just in the chat, put 1, 2, 3, or 4. Certainly, Amar Visht, London Athenians, is the winner of this round. He was the first to answer right. Of course, the balance of confidence and benevolence. Let us be quicker, because quickness and precision is something that you will need when you are in the line of fire. If you refuse to answer, they will most probably feel silly, chilly, suspicious, or delicious. Can I ask the technical team to make the slide full screen, because I see in the chat, that people want the screen to be bigger. Very nice. Those of you who answered number 3, they will get suspicious. What is the right attitude needed to answer tough questions? WTF, hooray, oh my God, love it to leave it. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Very nice reactions you've got. The first who was number 2 was Christel, City of London Toastmasters. Very nice. You better not do it if you don't know the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4. You better not do it if you don't know the answer. Those of you who answered number 3 was Tia Pev, King's Speakers. Congratulations for winning this round. Very nice. If you keep your balance, you will not accept, attack, acknowledge, appreciate. Very nice. Lorianne Murphy, Mullingar, Toastmasters. Thank you. Sorry for mispronouncing that. Number 2 was right. What could be the motto of the right attitude? 1, 2, 3, 4. He the Baker, the winner of this round. Open can be broken. Very nice. Now the most complex question, because you will not be able to choose just from 1, 2, 3, or 4. You will have to type in the name of that person. The interviewer asked, can you give an example of political life when you've set your own self-interest aside for the benefit of the country? Who said that? No, I'm not asking about the name of the interviewer. I'm asking about the name of XXXXX. He said, well, it's a good question, but I would not, but true that obviously possible. How should I put it? To make more money, but not being a full-time politician. Lucy Brooks, I think I've heard this name already. She said, Boris. But that was not Boris Yeltsin, that was Boris Johnson. Congratulations, Lucy Brooks from Worthing. It was a pleasure to be with you. And let's stay in touch on Facebook. Please use the link you will have in the chat, or make a scan of that QR code on your screen so that I invest in the translation of my book and my online course, and you have it on your emails. Please enjoy being in the line of fire, because if you are in the line of fire, that means that you have achieved something in your life. I wish you to achieve more in your life and keep the balance of confidence and benevolence. I love you all. Thank you very much.